This is the scariest, jankiest looking thing I have ever downloaded in the history of this channel. If you download something that looks like this and execute it, what are you doing with your life? Hello everybody, my name is Eric, and today we're going to be looking at Windows cracks and why you should not use them, or if you're going to use them, why you should be insanely careful. You actually don't even have to activate Windows. I mean, you can use Windows unactivated if you absolutely have to. But what you should not do is do what I'm about to do to demonstrate the dangers. This is, once again, I gotta make this clear because YouTube doesn't allow cracks unless it's for educational purposes. I'm just gonna test this out because someone emailed me saying they had lost their information to this exact scam. Don't let it happen to you. So now let's get into it. I've got all the analysis tools going. I've got the more advanced MITM proxy going, and we've got the undetectable VM going. So let's try this out. Red flag number one. This says it is the official site for KMS Pico, which is a Windows activation tool. Now, this is not the official site for KMS Pico. They don't have a website. So that's problem number one if you've done any research into the tool. But here we go. Now, here's the different operating systems. We've got like maximum malicious ads, but I do want to try and download because we can look at the ads after, but I do want to try and download, oh my god, the MITM proxy. I'm just gonna show this because it's so utterly ridiculous. Like, it's just going and going and going because there is so many different ads on here. There's supposedly there's Google ads on here, which there shouldn't be on this kind of a site. Okay, close. It's saying you should, yeah. We actually may have to install. I don't even, the first time I tried this, it was on my, oh my god. Yeah, no, this is unbelievable. Whatever ad blocker these guys are promoting is also not going to be legitimate. Okay. So here we go. Mirror links. Why are they so... Okay. This is gonna definitely be malicious, but we'll get to that. General tip, by the way, if you're dealing with those kind of ads, is because they're usually called pop-unders. If you click them once and they pop, then if you click the same link again, you'll probably get to the real link. It's usually how those work. It's interesting how this download mirror has the same, okay, oh, that's interesting. They don't like MITM proxy. Luckily with this setup, we can just temporarily deactivate it. That is the first time I've ever been blocked anywhere with MITM proxy. Oh, and it looks like that was another ad. Okay, well, let's just see. Is it? Okay, now there's a waiting period. Okay, that's how we do it. So, okay, this is the absolute most insane site I have ever seen for advertising. So if we're going to do another one about malvertising, we're going to use this site. But unfortunately, that's not the worst of it. Okay, now we've just got to do a CAPTCHA to prove that I'm a robot. Okay. And this is where the download page is. Wow. 6 minutes to get to the download page. Okay. So what the main question is, because antiviruses will flag this, is this simply a case of malvertising and that's the scam? Because realistically, you would never, realistically, without using an ad blocker, you would never get the download. I'm actually kind of shocked it's even here. Now, the fact is password is zip is an immediate red flag. Defender is still trying to... I genuinely did everything possible to remove Defender on this VM, and it's still going. But you know, as the viewer asked, you can argue that maybe Microsoft, who make Windows Defender, are just trying to either warn you or stop you from pirating Windows. So let's prove that this is in fact dangerous, because that's what you want to know. I'm going to close Chrome so that we don't have noise on our MITM proxy. Then we're going to run the setup, which is malicious. I know that. Then we're going to run it again. This is the sketchiest looking installer I have ever seen. Now, of course, if I don't think I'm allowed to say where you could get this, or where you could get the one that is I shouldn't say safe, but is not this bad. It doesn't have an installer, so that's fishy. Why did they put that in? And now they're putting in a disclaimer here. Okay, I did this for fun, and now I'm done with this. And you can tell this is old because it says it's working in 8.1. Here is putting in a disclaimer that will absolutely... oh. But you've got the... Okay, maybe this is actually the... Okay. Well, we successfully got rid of Defender, so now we can try that again. What? What? Okay. But I think it did get installed now. Yeah, it's installed now. Okay, and now we got KMS LD. And I saw that at the bottom as well. Is that the same tool? Is that a different tool? Okay. Now we get a lovely noise. And even with real-time protection off, we have another thing that gets hit. Now, I will say Defender so far isn't actually flagging any real malware because it's common for antivirus vendors to flag things, whether they're cracks or other, well, as they say, hack tools, which simply means, like, for example, anything that could be used for illegal purposes, which is not... It's not for the reason of stopping you from using it. It's actually, in many cases, because many hack tools are things that it is impossible for an antivirus company to know whether you were the one who set it up or if someone else has hidden it on your computer. Now, what I always like to do when I've just installed something is, well, either we could run auto runs, but also then I like to reboot it and see what the actual payload is going to be when it reboots. So here is the auto run. Now, to give credit to this, it's not hiding what it is, but that's one of the benefits of dodgy cracks is they don't have to hide because you probably know what you're downloading. You just don't know if it has any extras built in. So now let's try rebooting the system and see if any of these extras are in. Couple of potential hits in here, but nothing giving me total confidence. So now I'm gonna try putting the ultimate payload in virus total because sometimes you can get interesting results. And then we're gonna try some of the other highly ranking on Google for names of popular KMS tools. Okay, that's not a good sign. Okay. The only time it is acceptable for legitimate software to be hunting at debugs is if it's DRM or an anti-cheat. There is absolutely no reason for a crack to ever be blocking debugging. I'm just trying to see if there's any network activity. Oh, okay, these are Microsoft domains. That makes sense that you would want to... Okay. Oh, UPX. So... Okay. So I'm going to give this one inconclusive. I'm also just going to test the installer in these sandboxes just to see if there's any. Okay. Let's see if we got that process. That is absolutely malicious. So I think we can... now, the thing that... Like, the one thing that we can't super easily detect on older samples, because this site has been up for years, is if the command and control server is dead, which it usually will be, it becomes tricky. But, okay. This is not legitimate. There is... So, the fact that this sandbox caught something is, in my mind, irrefutable that this specific download is malicious. There's also a registry file here that will completely turn off a smart screen. Now, whether that is for malicious or because of the false positives here, look, nobody knows, but that is something you should not be doing silently. Okay. Okay. Hold on a sec. Is this just for KMS or is this? I don't like where this is going. So there is I'm trying to think. No, I don't think there's any good reason, because that's how the setup that I'm using to capture packets works. There is like no good reason to ever secretly connect a user to a VPN. So the top result on Google is kmspico.ws, kmspico.io. Do not download KMS from just any link. Reddit is on it. Oh, and there's even a post in all sysadmin. Yeah, yes. Yeah. If you're buying computers from something and it came with KMS Pico, you should complain. Here is a forum post or a blog post from Malware, which is actually correct in that, yes, the KMS Pico does not have a legitimate website. And they make a very good point here in that because of work from home, these hack tools can be making it onto corporate devices where they do not belong. Rataboris. Okay, let's hope he's not planning on ratting anybody. Universal Activator. Okay, another red flag, just like we saw with Galaxy Swapper, is if your tool, let's say you know maybe you've got a known tool, and it's claiming to be two different things at once. Well, which one is it? Active NG stable 2024. Okay, we finally found the legit download. Let's run this one as admin. Password is... This is the scariest, jankiest looking thing I have ever downloaded in the history of this channel. If you download something that looks like this and execute it, what are you doing with your life? Okay. The other one at least had some semblance. Okay. Don't_install. Okay. Okay. We're going to run this as administrator. Let's see what the lib is. Oh, and it's got the... Okay, and what's the readme? Thank you for choosing Cam. I'm sorry. Is this a prank? Okay. I'm trying to oh my lord. Okay, no. This is genuinely the most absolutely outrageous thing I have ever seen. But okay. We're gonna run this now. Okay. No obvious hits so far. Let's start the activation. There is a part of me that just thinks this is just going to be like, okay, April Fools. Okay. I just ran it as admin. Okay, now this does look like a KMS activator. There is no way this is legit, though. I'm not seeing anything so far. Okay, so I think we're going to have to try and install the sketchiest looking KMS activator. Oh. Okay, here's actually doing the KMS SP service. And we don't have Office, so okay. Once again, the only thing we can really do is reboot and see if anything happened. So we got another hit to a trust provider. I don't know if that means a certificate. Oh. Add external root. Okay, there's no interesting stuff in this network request, but that's just a bit concerning. These are just normal. The most likely spot for anything to be injected is right when we click start activation. A lot of different things happen. One of which is launching the batch script. Now, I think it's possible it will immediately kill the file, but we may be able to we may just be able to read the batch file. Okay, it doesn't clear its tracks that well. So that is, in fact, the KMS. I think I found what is quite likely to be the payload, and I also found a Java binary that's being shipped with this file for no good reason. But here's a bunch of VB script that I don't think is related, because I found the code that does the crack. So that's there. Okay, so here's some stuff with Defender. Now, of course, there were reasons that a crack might want to disable Defender, but... Okay. Okay. Good job. Not one of the online sandboxes actually caught this, nor did the antiviruses. But here we go. We've got some lovely obfuscated code. Got a very good sign that something is not legitimate is the fact that it is renaming itself to a string of random letters and numbers. Legitimate software, even the other KMS spy code did not do that, because there is no point. If you know you have installed something, you are much less likely to remove it if it is properly named. But if you are trying to slip under the radar, so that is what this one is. Now let's try .io. And we can also try some other... okay, let's just try a generic keyword, because Microsoft Toolkit is the name of another dodgy, another script in which there is a legitimate version of somewhere on the internet. Okay, here's another fairly professional looking website. They've even got support. Is this a tech support scam? Okay, this goes way... I kind of thought that pirating Windows was a pretty niche thing, but I guess it's pretty mainstream. I'm having activation problems with Windows. I called and they're unhelpful. What should I do? Let's see if I get a quick response out of these guys. Probably not online, but... And password 2024. Oh, and CAPTCHA 2024 as well. That's to make it look more legit, I guess, because there's no... Oh, Soviet Union domain? That actually came from a Dropbox, so I don't know why that was so slow. Because I was watching it on MITM proxy. Why? Okay, I'm losing my mind. Who... What? Okay, I guess this kind of makes sense. They're trying to get you to... They're really trying to reach, like, the not tech-savvy people with this. DK... So either this is an Electron app, or they've copied files from an Electron app to make this look more legitimate. I'm going to go on a hunch this is... Oh, okay. I thought I read another 0 in that, and I thought, okay, this is definitely not legit, but okay. Let's get our MITM proxy ready. Oh, instant hit. Let me just drag it over. Instant hit to bitbucket.org. Bitbucket.org. So I think we are now mining crypto, but we can double check what this site is all about. Oh, I'm actually wrong. It's actually a GitHub alternative. Still, probably not something we should be hitting. And what are we trying to hit? Filimora. So this is going to be a bootleg Wondershare Filmora, I'm going to guess. Oh, and now we are hitting kmsfull.com. Oh, that could just be from our chat. So the main payload is this Filimora, which didn't seem to work, but we can try it again. Ooh. This is legit looking. This is so... I actually... Okay, we gotta try and keep going with dynamic analysis, because I actually cannot make sense of it. Doesn't look like base 64. I'd be very impressed if that is obfuscated code that can actually do anything. Oh, and this is the payload. Let's see. Is that the Bitbucket server or is that something else? I'm gonna go over to MITM proxy and just see where that might be going. Okay. It's not showing up, so it must be that. Just going to who is that IP address? Yep, that IP address belongs to Atlassian, which owns Bitbucket, so that was the Bitbucket repository. Now let's see what it did with that. And we create this WER fault.exe. That actually is probably just the Windows error reporting. So unless that's a part of the application, that could be the end of that. But we can now check auto runs and task scheduler and see if we make any more hits. Okay, now we can once again try reboot. And given it's not doing anything obvious, really the only thing we can do left on this one as well, these are all well obfuscated, but this one is definitely doing something fishy. Is we can try once again and see if any of virus totals, because it's probably delayed execution. It's also got some sort of anti-analysis tool hidden in it. Oh, that's what it's doing. It's encoding it using XOR. Okay, I couldn't figure out. Well, let's see if that is what it's doing. But decode XOR, because that can be beaten if that's what's actually happened to it. But it might be too long. Okay, I'm getting a. That's okay. So it's got some clever tricks. It seems like the Windows cracks is actually where the really cool, like the hold find malware is at. File system, create file, read file, writes file, memory, change. Yeah, we can, once again, we can be very confident this is malicious, but what I want to know is exactly what it's doing. Oh, and it's also got this brilliant, once again, no good reason for this kind of software to refuse to run an AVM, because if you are, for whatever reason, wanting to pirate Windows, there would be no reason why a pirate wouldn't want to use a VM. So that doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, I mean, really the only thing we can do is go back to the search. I put it into an XOR, brute force. I don't think this looks, no, this doesn't look. So I'm going to try a different, relatively popular activation tool. Oh, and this is the same malicious site that we had already gone to. Now, where's the download, though? Okay, but where? Download the 100% safe link. Okay, so they didn't bother registering a domain for the different tool they're going to impersonate. That's a red flag. You know, sometimes when I'm doing this, I just think it's so great, well, for me, that this kind of stuff did not exist when I was younger and might have done something like this. Okay, and this time it did work. What is this site? It's scanned by McAfee Security Scan Plus. And the password for this one is the same name as the sketchy site that we just downloaded it from. Now, the fact that the name of it is totally nonsensical is a really great start. This one looks totally different. This is the biggest file by far. Although, I think if we go back to look, the archive is tiny. So without even bothering with the hex editor, we already know this file is padded, even though it isn't big enough to be too much to upload to VirusTotal. And this one is, oh, what did Defender find? Oh, it's just hitting him with hack tool again. But immediately, here we go. We have already called the stealer. This one is just a good old-fashioned original stealer. It has just uploaded our data without wasting any time to one of the most legit-looking sites. Okay. Now this is going to be this is going to be file data, so we would have to use a different tool to figure out what's actually being downloaded here. And this one is quite a bit bigger. So this one seems to be going through the system and uploading files, which isn't all that uncommon. Now let's go over to Shodan and find out what we can find out about this legitimate looking site. Domain mo4.4ht.top. Okay, I read that wrong. It's actually rno4ht.top. You can also get the IP of it. Okay, that's really weird. Less than 1 millisecond. So, and this is even weirder. On Shodan, the whois for this domain is something I have never seen before. So now, of course, we don't know. Let's just look at this ASN out of curiosity. This is kind of strange. I mean, surely nobody would buy an ASN for the purpose of using as a command and control server. Like, just out of curiosity, I've looked. It costs thousands of dollars, like 10 grand to get an ASN and a bunch of IPs. And you would just get them banned for life. So I'm going to assume that Mr. Levin is simply the victim of a hack, unless there's evidence to the contrary, but this is incredibly bizarre. So that is going to be all for this video. I just don't think there's a lot of point in trying out any more of these. So what should you do? Well, you can go to Keys Fan, you can go buy a discounted key, you can go to Microsoft's website and buy a key at full price, or you can use Windows unactivated if you cannot afford it. Those are all perfectly okay options. If you really, really know what you're doing and do not care about any sort of copyright questions, just be really, really careful. If you do not know what you are doing, do not even think about it, because if you just go Googling for Microsoft cracks, you're going to hit a lot of malware and not a lot of cracks. Also, as I saw on fellow cybersecurity creator, the PC Security Channel's channel, one of the old places where it used to be relatively safe to get cracks, GitHub, is definitely not safe anymore. Malware distributors have figured out people were going there and they have taken full advantage. So that is going to be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed.